Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loki here. Join me today as we propagate morning glory from cuttings. So let's go. I have this stray morning glory plant that came in a bunch of seeds that I had. I didn't mean to sow the seed, but nevertheless, I've been growing this plant for a number of weeks. Well, it keeps growing and growing as morning glories generally do, but I'm still 4 weeks away from my average last frost date. So in order to tame the beast, I can just keep cutting it back so that it forces the plant to branch. But the other day when I cut it back, I figured I might as well put it in water and see if the cuttings root. Now you may be thinking, first of all, aren't morning glories invasive? Not here where I live, so I'm perfectly fine propagating this plant. And also, you may be thinking, isn't it an easy plant to propagate from cuttings? Well, I never tried it before. I experimented and I was thrilled to see that it was very easy to propagate from cuttings. In fact, there are a lot of plants out there that you can propagate from cuttings, and there are a lot of different ways you can propagate them. Some plants propagate very easily in water, including impatiens, begonias, even coleus. And then there are a ton of cuttings that propagate very well in soil. I love all sorts of propagation, be it from seed, from cuttings, layering, you name it. In fact, be sure to check out the playlists linked down below. I have a number of videos showing how to propagate lots of different plants. Today's video is going to focus on propagating the morning glory from cuttings. I'll share with you the potting mix that I'm going to be using. You can always skip this section if you've seen it before and just go right to the section where I show you how to take the cutting. To make my own potting mix for indoor plants, I start with 4 parts of peat moss, although you can use coco coir. Parts are measured with whatever you're using for scooping. In my case, I'm using a bowl. Next, I add 1 part of perlite. The next ingredient is 1 part of vermiculite. Many people like to use fine vermiculite. I've used coarse and it's also worked well for me. And then I like to sprinkle the top with pulverized dolomitic limestone. It's a good idea to add lime if you're using peat moss, as it helps reduce the acidity levels. If you're using coco coir, you can omit the lime. After boiling water in a tea kettle, I pour the boiling water over my DIY potting mix. This water not only pre-moistens my mix, but because it's boiling water, it kills off any chances of fungus gnat eggs that might be in my peat moss. I want to make sure I'm mixing everything really well because I want to reach all parts of the mix. I then continue adding boiling water and mixing everything up really well. After I'm all done, I tamp down the mix and then I cover it and I let it cool before I use the mix. So it's pretty cool when you think of it that one seed created one plant, and I can take a number of cuttings off of this plant and create a bunch of plants. So right there is the base of the plant, or the mother plant. And what I want to do to tame the beast, because again, this is not going to be going outside for a number of weeks, is I want to take cuttings. Every place that I cut, it will force the plant to branch out. And actually, that's a good thing for this plant because I want it to branch out when it eventually goes out in the landscape. I'm not so concerned about the length of the cutting when it comes to my morning glory. I just want to make sure that each section has some sort of leaves on the top. And then I want to make sure that wherever I take the cut, it's at a point where there is a leaf node. So this is an example of a leaf node where a leaf is coming out. You can use your fingers, you can use scissors, pruners, whatever you have handy. I just have these little hand snips and I'm going to make my cut right here. And now I want to go ahead and remove the leaf as well as this little part right here, which I believe is a flower bud. You don't want to have any flowers, flower buds, or leaves in the water. That will just cause it to mold or mildew. You want to make sure you remove those. I have a jar filled with water, and I'm going to go ahead and put our cutting right in the water. And what should happen is roots will start to form either where you made the cut or even at this point here where leaves used to be. And just to clean things up, I'm going to go ahead and cut right above this node right here. And this process that I'm showing you would apply not only with the plant that's in a pot, but also a plant that's out in the landscape. We have another section right here, and I'm actually going to make the cut at this point here because I can see that it's just starting to form a leaf. It's always good to take more cuttings than less because not all of them are necessarily going to root. I'm going to remove this section here. And if this leaf was larger, I would remove it, but for right now it's very small, so I can just keep it there. I'm going to trim right here. And I could cut right below this leaf, or better yet, I'm just going to cut right here so it's above this leaf node. just to clean up the plant also. Let's remove this flower bud as well as the leaf. And I could cut this down to size because I don't want it so large. It's important to change the water every day because you want to make sure that the water is nice and fresh for your cuttings. I took a few more cuttings. Notice this one here, it has a very large leaf. That's not necessary. You can always go ahead and just cut off some of the leaf that's here because you want the plant to put its energy into creating roots. You don't want it to try to support such a large leaf. It does need some leaf there because the leaf is what photosynthesizes and helps create the roots. And you also want to remove any flower buds or flowers that are at the top. And we can stick that cutting in the water. I just like to place the cuttings right next to my kitchen sink. That way I'm checking on them all the time and I'm changing out the water. I don't have any sort of grow light or anything on top of them. They're just getting filtered light from a nearby window. Expect to see roots form in about 2 weeks or so. It might be quicker, it might take a little bit longer. Just be patient. This looks so much better. Again, I have a number of weeks before my average last frost date, so at least the plant can continue putting its energy into root development and not be vining all over my grow room. Now let's look at this. I have a little jar here filled with water, and I have some Morning Glory cuttings in here, as well as a coleus cutting that I took a few days ago because it fell off of the mother plant. And I do have a video on my channel about taking coleus cuttings, but in case you're interested, it's just starting to form roots. When it comes to the Morning Glory cuttings, they are looking really good. So you can see at the top, I left a leaf there. I removed any leaves that were at the bottom, and it formed some really nice roots. I could wait another week or two if I really wanted to for it to form more roots, or at this point I could go ahead, pot up this cutting, and basically have a free plant. Or 2 free plants. So let's go ahead and pot one of them up together. I'm just going to use a pen and I'm going to make a hole all the way to the bottom of this 3-inch pot. I want to make sure that most of the stem of my cutting is beneath soil level. It doesn't have to be beneath soil level, but it also just makes it so the plant is a little bit sturdier because it's going to take off and grow in no time. So we're going to take our cutting and we're going to place it in the hole. And it's important to make the hole with your finger, a pen, or a dibber. You don't want to just force the cutting with its newly created roots into the hole. And at this point, I can now go ahead and press around the base of the cutting. Also, this plant is now going to get placed under my grow lights, and my grow lights are on 16 hours a day. They're on a timer. They come on at 5 a.m. They go off at 9 p.m. So we basically turned 1 plant into 2 plants so far, and then a whole bunch more in a few more weeks. Remember, be patient. It may take 1 or 2 weeks before you see the roots forming. And make sure you have a fair amount of roots on your cutting before you take it out of water and put it in a container pot. Propagating plants is so much fun. I really enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever propagated Morning Glories or any other plants, and if so, which plants do you love propagating the most? And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.